Jay Breck from Zoo Crypto World, here to discuss version 2 farming pools, migrating from version 1 to version 2, and xZOO. So to start out, I want to show you all how liquidity is added to the zoo farming pools. And you can do this either from the farm page on zoogame.app or directly on PancakeSwap. So on the farm page, you'll go to the farm that you desire to be in, add liquidity, and you'll put in the amount of zoo. In this one, for instance, is a zoo BUSD zoo, and it will populate the equivalent BUSD to put in, and you'll click add liquidity. You'll confirm that transaction, and that liquidity will be added to your account. It is a PCS token. Transaction is confirmed, and you will see my balance is now 6.4557 LP tokens. At this point, I want to deposit that into the LP pool. If you do not deposit it, it will not count towards earning interest. And now that 6.4557 has moved to my stake, so now I know that that is earning interest. Like I said, you can also do the same thing from PancakeSwap. You would go into trade, liquidity, then you would select the tokens that you want to add, and you can see it just deducted the amount that I took out. So I would come in here and I would say I want to add 5 BUSD. It's 9.14. You'd hit supply, confirm supply. And as soon as that transaction is confirmed and processes, we can go back to the Zoo Crypto World farm page, and we will see, to force it to look at it. All right, and you will see that my balance is now, go back here, 5.9011, and I still have the 6.4557 stake. I would go to withdraw on the site here, max, and this is going to move the 6.4557 down into my balance of 5.9011, and at this point my balance is 12.3568. If I wanted to remove this balance and convert the PCS tokens back, PCS liquidity tokens back to Zoo, I would go to the liquidity. It would show the pools that you're in. You would click the pool that you're in, and you'll see here I have the equivalent of 10.47 BUSD and 19.1394 Zoo. I would click remove 100%, and then it will convert that back into Zoo and BUSD. Now, if I'm wanting to just migrate over to V2, I would make sure that it was in the balance versus the my staked. I would go to V2, and let me refresh here so it catches the amount that I've already taken out. And then you'll see the 12.3568. All right, and I want to deposit that into the pool. And now here is where V1 and V2 are going to differ. So you can come up here, you can see the average APY is now 158%. You'll see my APY is only 295. This is where xZOO comes into play. So I will want to come down to the xZOO booster and click the 1x there. And here you can select how much you want to amplify. So if I want to go to 3 times for 7 days for the amount that I have staked, it's going to cost 463 Zoo to give me 46.3 xZOO. And it pretty much doubles as you go up until you get here, and then it's going to be times 3 to go from 1, 2, and 3 here. For case of showing you here, I'm just going to go with 3 years. So this is going to lock your Zoo, this 3.08 Zoo for 3 years. And it's going to give me the equivalent of 46.317 xZOO. And I'll approve this transaction. And remember, this locks. Once it's locked, you cannot convert until whatever time period you have selected. The longer you lock your Zoo for, the more xZOO you get per Zoo you stake. All right, so I will stake this. I'll confirm. And you'll see I've gone up to 2.9. My APY is now 5,906. I mean, you go from an average. I mean, I was at 267 before. I'm now at 5906. So before, it was in a year, if I was compounding daily, I would get 2.9 times what I put in. And here, if I'm compounding daily, I'm getting 59 times what I put in over the course of a year. Huge, huge difference. You can always move your xZOO from one pool to another, and you do that in the transfer page. And I have put in the long zoo, so you'll see I have 46.317. So I'm in Zoo BuzzD, and I could select whichever pool I wanted to transfer that xZOO to. That's if you switch pools or you want to redistribute your xZOO. You're going to want to keep an eye on it. It will decrease as more people stake theirs, or as you increase your share, your portion of the pool in the My Staked. You may need to add more xZOO. Anyways, I do appreciate you guys checking this out and look forward to seeing you all on our social media platforms.